Alright, so we are finally going to try to solve the problem that was given to you. Okay, so we have some, this was your problem, and you needed to find f of g of x. And as you can see here in the upper right hand corner, we have our formula that we will eventually use later on. And so I hope you reviewed video number 2. Alright, so this is red. This is you can of course search for this in YouTube or Khan Academy. The title of this lesson is composition. Okay, composition of functions. Alright, now it just so happened that inside your composition of function you have a rational functions and radical functions as well. Alright, so let's start with this. This is read as f of g of x. This can be written as well as this way. All right. So when you read this, it's composition because there you have an outer function, and inside that outer function you have a function within. All right. So the first letter that comes out, that's your outer function. So this is letter F. So that is your F. This should be small letter actually. All right. So that's F. That will be your outside function, and this will be inside function. The inside function will be substituted inside your X. So basically, whatever all of these will be substituted into your X. Now we're going to make this a little bit simpler because as you can see, your g of x, you have a radical expression right here, and inside your radical expression, you have a binomial. And so let's make this one a little bit simpler. I'm going to show you a trick, not really a trick, but some sort of like, I guess, something that will make it easier for you to look. Okay, now we will use, instead of using x cubed plus 3 every single time, we will use a different letter, and so we will substitute. So this is what you call substitution. Okay, all right, substitution. All right, so I will say let y equals x cubed plus 3. Basically, the one inside your radical, I will call it y for now. And then, so every time, instead of every time we're supposed to be writing x cubed plus 3, I will just write y. And then when we finalize our answer, we will put x cubed plus 3 back again into the function. Okay? So now, therefore, your g of x, let's rewrite your g of x. So this one now becomes your g of x, therefore becomes 4 over cube root of x cubed plus 3, but instead of writing x cubed plus 3, you write y. Isn't that a little bit simpler? It doesn't have a lot of letters and doesn't have a lot of other things to remember. Now remember, if this is x cubed, I mean cube root of y, this is a radical function, you can rewrite this as an exponential expression, right? So now this is y to the power of 1. Alright, so now we can rewrite this as 4 over y to the power of, this is your exponent, that is your index, so that becomes 1 over 3. So this is your g of x now. Alright, so this is our g of x. So now we are ready to do f of x, oops, f of g of x. Alright, how do I erase this thing? Alright, let me see if I can erase that. All of that, all of that, all of that. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we are ready to solve f of g of x. So this is your outside function. You copy the whole thing except for x. So this is gonna look something like this. Okay, so you have 1. This is x, but we're not gonna write x. You have minus 2, the power of 3. Now instead of writing x, you write g of x, and this is your g of x. So that becomes 4 over y to the power of 1/3. Okay. All right. So now you have a denominator that is a fraction and a whole number. So we just need to combine this. All right. So let's do that. So that's gonna be this one. That's 3, 1 over. The common denominator here is y. I hope you know how to do this. Otherwise, that will be another review. All right, 4 minus 2y to the power of 1/3. All right, so that is your uh, combined terms. Now remember, when you divide fractions and your divisor is a fraction, you need to keep this. Instead of dividing, you end up multiplying, and then you have to multiply it with the reciprocal of your denominator. So we're going to do that. So we're really going to do inside the parentheses. We're not doing the cube just yet. Okay, let's put a right. So now that's gonna be equal to 1 times, now everything here is being cubed, right? Everything is being cubed. So 1 times the reciprocal of your denominator. Your denominator's reciprocal is y to the 1/3 over 4 minus 2 y to the 1/3. All right. So 1 times that really is just this. Okay, so we will simplify that. It becomes y to the 1/3 over 4 minus 2y to the 1/3 to the power of 3. Alright, so now if you have a fraction like this, you can pretty much cube the denominator and also cube the numerator and the denominator. So it's almost like you're distributing the cube, but that's not really the term. It's the property of raising to an exponent. Alright, so now y to the 1/3. So when you raise it to the exponent, 1/3 times 3, that becomes 3 over 3, right? Or just equal to 1, basically, y to the 1. I'm gonna write y to the 1, 3 over 3 here, so you can see that. So I multiplied 1/3 over and 3. And in the same manner, this one right here, so all of these is your denominator. That is exponent of 1, right? So 1 to the 3rd, so I'm just gonna just multiply that. 1 minus 2 y to the 1/3, the power of 3. All right, so now remember this your denominator is just like expanding it, just like a review in the second video. So we're going to do that now. All right, so this is it. Y to the 1/3 is just y, right? So that's y over. Now let's expand this. This is your a, this is your a, and this is your b. All right, so this is your formula right here. I wrote it. Okay, so you have a cubed, 4 cubed minus 4, oh, not 4, but 3, 4 squared, and then your b is 2y to the 1/3. Okay, need a little longer. Plus, oops, that's a plus 3. Your a is 4. Your b is 2. Y to the 1/3 to the power of square minus your b, which is 2y to the 1/3 to the power of cube. Right? Let's expand. Let's simplify this. Oh, I hope I have enough time. Y over this is 64. That is 3 times 4 squared, which is 16. 48 times 2, 96. Y to the 1/3 plus 3 times 4 times 2 squared. This is 2 squared. That's 4 times 4, 16 times 3, 48. Y to the 1 to the 2/3. Okay, because 1/3 times 2 minus 2 cubed, that's 8. Y to the 3 times 1/3, that's just 1. Okay, so now we're going to uh see all of these y's, you can just put back your x cubed plus 3. All right, I'm running out of time here, so I probably will finish it in another video. So basically just substitute back your y, x cubed plus 3, and then 64 minus 96, x cubed plus 3 to the 1/3 plus 48, x cubed plus 3 to the 2/3 minus 8 times x cubed plus 3. And you just pretty much simplify that. Oh, okay. I guess I can still.